most of you know what's transpired in the past few days, and before we get into some other things, this has been a total team effort as to what has taken place over the past few days. Bob Myers has worked diligently. Travis Slink is gone, seeing college games. We've had Joe right on top of everything, and it's a pleasure to work in an organization where you have an opportunity to get better, and we have ownership which is right behind us. And as I talked to Andrew in the beginning, I said this franchise is going somewhere. We've got a future. We're in a good position. This is a great week for us. We're enthused. We couldn't be more pleased. You all know, and you've heard me say over and over, so it's repetitive, but it's so difficult to get a center, and to get a quality center, a person who is a great player, a great person, and is going to fit well within our organization, is just a tremendous step forward for us. And without going through any of my other things that I would just simply be repeating, Andrew, welcome.
Thanks. First off, it's it's a pleasure to be here. You know, I got the call on Tuesday night, and you know, I was very excited, and I had a smile on my face, and I didn't think I'd get an opportunity to play, you know, in the Bay Area in my career. I mean, it's one of my favorite cities to visit. Obviously, the next day was a little more sad, leaving Milwaukee and my fans and the place I built my career, but man, I got on the plane. I was just thinking, I'm very excited. As soon as I got here, the organization, just professionals who would see, it's just, you know, I've had several conversations with my agent and friends, and I'm just, you know, from the training staff to the strength and conditioning staff to the PR department to Mr. Joe LeCobb, you know, the GM, Larry Riley. I mean, it's just, everyone's been, you know, very positive and professional, and I'm excited to get things started. Obviously, I'm very disappointed that I can't be on the floor at the moment with a tough injury to bounce back from, but boy, I'm excited to be here, and hopefully we can get back to some winning ways.
Great, we'll have questions.
Andrew, Adam Curley from Fox Sports News in Australia, mate. Come a long way to see you in your team. Welcome. Take us through the last 3 or 4 days. Must have been a huge range of ups and downs and emotions for you.
Yeah, it's been very busy. Obviously, as I said before, Tuesday night I received a call from my agent and learned about the trade. The hardest part was, you know, to keep quiet till it was official, which didn't actually happen till the next morning. Next morning, I still did my rehab in Milwaukee and got back home, and then got a call. I was on a 7:30 flight from Chicago to the Bay Area, San Francisco airport, and you know, packed all the things I could fit into one suitcase and jumped on a plane and got here at midnight on Wednesday, and then yesterday woke up at 6. They got me out of bed nice and early and completed my physical. Thankfully everything was okay besides the ankle, and I'm here now, so I've already, you know, established myself with the training staff. I've already got a couple of workouts in the weight room, and I'm excited. It's a beautiful facility, practice facility. You know, I can't wait to learn more about the franchise.
Andrew, I'm Lowell Cohn from the Santa Rosa Press Democrat. I'm interested in your health, so could you tell us a little bit about how your leg is, and also about your right elbow?
Firstly, the elbow's fine. I had a scope at the end of last season to clean it up. To be honest, I played through a lot of pain with it after I did it. Haven't had any issues the last year. The ankle is on schedule. I have a scan in about 2.5 weeks, which is the 8-week point, and that'll let us know if that bone's settled down and fallen back into place, and then I guess we can probably comment a little bit more about the progression into the next stage of rehab. But obviously it's a delicate situation because you come back early from these things, and you're probably going to have another surgery, so we want to be real careful with it.
Andrew, hi, Janie McCauley with AP. Have you followed this franchise, some of the big moves they've made in the past year, not only in the front office, but just they've really been searching for a premier big man, and were you aware of that search, and now you're here? Yeah,
I mean, that's the first thing a lot of people have said. We've been waiting for our big man, and thankful that it's me. But I know there's been some good times, and obviously been a lot of years where the playoffs haven't been reached, and obviously that's the goal. You know, I know the franchise has made, you know, a clean slate of changes from, I guess, everyone from players to the ball boys, which is a good fresh approach, and I think everyone's excited to build this thing in the right direction. as am I, and hopefully, you know, we can start, you know, winning more games and get to the playoffs, because that's the ultimate goal in the NBA.
Is it a little strange that,
Go.
sorry, that your old team is here? I mean, just the way it
Yeah,
worked
I mean, that's
out.
the NBA. It always works that way. There's always a blockbuster trade, and you seem to play that team the next night or two. So, you know, I wish Milwaukee all the best. They've been, you know, that was the only franchise I knew to this point. They've been great to me and enjoyed the fans in the city. But I'm so excited to continue my NBA career in the Bay Area.
Andrew, Tim Caliconis, American News. Mark Jackson's talked a lot about defensive mentality here. Joe Lake, the owner, has talked about it. Where do you think you fit in that as a defensive presence at center?
Perfectly. I think, you know, I can play both ends of the floor. I mean, I was taught at a young age. Is that a fine?
There you go. He's learning already.
I was taught at a young age to be a complete basketball player. You know, the more dimensions you have, the more valuable you are to your team. And there's going to be nights where I'm going to have a scoring drought, but if I can affect the game by blocking shots, taking charges, grabbing rebounds, getting loose balls, I'll remain on the floor and help my team win. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. So I love playing defense. I love, you know, getting the crowd involved by blocking a shot and leading it to a fast break. So I don't anticipate anything different.
This is John Henry Smith from Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Any negative argument I've heard about acquiring you is always centered around some idea that your injuries are somehow chronic in nature and that somehow the Warriors are taking a risk. How would you characterize that level of risk that the Warriors are taking on?
Well, I'd go on Google and I'd research my last two injuries and realise they're not chronic. One of them, I've fallen 10 feet from a basket and broken my elbow, which is a 1 in a million type injury. And the other one, I've blocked 4 shots in the first quarter of a game against Houston and went for my 5th block and landed on someone's foot and broke my ankle. So these aren't issues of being overweight or being out of condition or not doing the right things in the off season. These are just freak occurrences. You know, hopefully I've walked under enough ladders now and all that bad luck will run out. I don't anticipate being hurt again, and I don't want to be hurt, but, you know, it's just something that you got to deal with as a professional athlete. High impact injuries, you know, whether you like to hear it or not, you can't control.
Andrew, you thought of here, and we talked about it, the Warriors have been looking for a center for a big man for years, for decades maybe. You're the guy. I mean, there's some amount of pressure on you then. Do you accept that? Is that something you're fine with?
It is something I'm fine with, but looking at our roster, we've got a lot of guys that can play. It's not like I'm coming into a D-League team where, you know, everything's kind of aimed at me. I mean, like I said, I can affect the game in a lot of different ways, but the talent that we have on this team with David Lee and Steph Curry and a couple of veterans in Darrell Wright, Klay Thompson's a rookie who's getting better and better. And, obviously, we've made some moves to acquire some draft picks in the future too. So this is going to be a young, exciting team, and I think, you know, we're going to build for the future and keep getting better.